I beg, fuck me at the Emirates. Fuck me at the Emirates. Because I'll go. You let me know what game you want to go to. Yo, people, what we saying, what we spraying, back again for another stream. You get it? And obviously, me and Cal, we're going to be talking a bit about Arsenal, a bit about Liverpool. Just came over from Dan Potts' show, you know, Football's 12th Man. Cal will probably be on his way here soon as well. And yeah, we're just going to chop it up a bit. But obviously, while we're waiting for Cal to come, just make sure you, wait for Cal to come over. That's crazy. Make sure you're doing a few things. One of them is liking the video. Let's not be frauds, people. If you're on your phone, you can close the chat, slap the like button. If you're on your computer, you can do a quick click. If you got it on big screen, you can press the escape and then hit the click. If you're on the TV, I don't know how you do that one. You can figure that one out yourself. And also subscribe to the channel, not only to mine, but over to Team Coppish as well. It is in the title. And just as a disclaimer over here, we talk about football. We don't do none of that politics stuff. You get me? Just a football thing. You know what I'm saying? I've heard that we have to start saying disclaimers now. So the YouTube algorithm doesn't think that we're trying to do an absolute mazzoline. And if you are watching us on Twitter, yeah, make sure, you know, you pop on over to the YouTube, drop a like. And hey, it might actually even be better for you to chill in the YouTube, because I will probably redirect to someone afterwards. And if you are watching on Twitter, you actually won't be redirected. And here is Cal. Big up, Cal, man. Hope you're good, man, bro. Hope you're good, man, bro.
Yeah, so
yeah. So you know what? Yeah, oddly enough, I'm actually going to start somewhere that has absolutely nothing to do with Arsenal or Liverpool. Yeah,
thank you. I appreciate that.
That's fine.
You're a real one. I appreciate that.
Because it'd be so basically, yeah. So I saw Monty's video in it. Yeah, he had his little video addressing like a lot of like the Liverpool fan base and like how he wasn't specifically talking about himself, but he fits into the bracket of like the conversations that are being had about a certain section of Liverpool fans. And obviously he mentioned you. Now I haven't seen anyone specifically say this about you, but I'm assuming he's saying it because it has been said. And it's around the whole thing about enemy of the club, essentially. Enemy of the club. Now, obviously, I did a reaction to his video and I pretty much said my piece on it. And, you know, I bigged you up and all of that stuff. And I think anyone like trying to like insinuate that you're not like a real fan or anything like that, to me is a bit mad, because I look at you like outside of like your character from outside of football. Like someone with that sort of character could never be that way for the thing that arguably they have like one of the most loves for in their life, innit? Like, so to me, it was a bit mad to anyone to ever like kind of assume that you're being disingenuous or you want to cause any harm to your own club. But obviously, I don't understand the full context in it. And obviously, as an Arsenal fan as well, like I kind of resonated a bit, because from time to time, I am like, I've had similar things said about me.
Yeah, you know, I've seen
the delusional, it's fans like you that are making the club go bad, rah. But me, I don't care. You know what I mean? I just brush it off. I always tell people I did anime YouTube before football YouTube, and anime YouTube is way worse. Like,
how is it?
Oh, yo, if you say anything bad about their favorite anime,
okay. Cool.
So I was already prepared. I was already, you know what I mean? It's calm. So when I came into, I was like, oh yeah, people say the odd here and there, but it's like a breeze. So I don't really care, because my thing has always been the same people that call me an enemy of the club. If they see me at the stadium, they'll shake my hand. Yeah, shake my hand. You know, they'll try to spud me. Oh, Hawks, I watch you. You know, okay, cool. And obviously, I don't know who you are. I just see a name. So I'll never know that you was the guy that said. I mean, because I'd asked you. Oh, so I'm an enemy of the club. Do you know what I mean? But so yeah, so I just think it's a bit mad that obviously, and it's not just you that's going through this. And it seems at the moment there's like a real divide in the Liverpool. So I guess also kind of, I guess your thoughts.
Firstly, I've got to shout out Matt because Matt did he managed to get so many Liverpool content creators on one show, and we all kind of hashed out. And big up to Mont said his piece. Big up to Grizz said his piece as well. For me and because it was James Redmond who said the enemies of the club thing.
Yeah.
So James is one of the first big content creators I ever worked with, and like we got a really good friendship outside of YouTube. So when I saw it, I took it as tongue in cheek because I know what James is like off camera. Yeah. But I also said to him, I was like, if you're gonna put stuff like that online, you've got to be prepared for a backlash because one, not everyone knows your character off camera, but also something that's written is very different to something that's said.
Yeah.
If I was to say, if we're laughing and joking, I go, Hooks, you're such a waste man, bro. That's different to me writing on Twitter, Hooks is a waste man. Do you know what I mean? Like it's two very different things. So I said, like, you've got to be mindful of that. In terms of the actual comment itself, like, again, this is why I say I respect James and Tom Little at the time because they called me out on it on a stream and we had a back and forth about it. The issue I had at the time of seeing what I saw was that a couple content creators put stuff out which seemed like it was directed at me. Now, I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet here, but I'm probably one of the bigger YouTube channels to have called out Slot and said Slot out. So when I've seen things like, you know, it's not nice to see content creators profiting off this and stuff like that, I thought, oh, that's got to be directed at me. But I'm like, the people who are writing this, they know me, they know my character. Like I could have done the clickbait thing years ago and we would have been on way higher numbers. But me, Matt, and Drift always sat down and were like, look, we'd rather grow slowly than just have a massive boom, but our characters are called into question and all that. We're not built like that, innit? So again, that was from, and I think Grizz put out a tweet similar to that. But again, me and Grizz have spoken about it offline. We cleared it up. He's said that was never his intention to aim it at me. And I'll take him at his word for that. Because again, me and Grizz have a good relationship outside of YouTube. But like the divide for me that frustrated me with the whole slot in, slot out thing. And you can go back and look at past videos where I've spoken on it and some of the comment section and some of the DMs I've got and stuff like that. It's that I'm not sitting here saying that I'm right. But what I am saying is I don't think you're justified to call me an idiot, crazy, or not a fan because I have a difference of opinion to you. Whenever I articulate my opinions, I always try and base it with fact, logical opinions, and objectivity. And I think I did that with the slot out stuff. I've never once disrespected him on a personal level. People call him things like bald fraud and all that. I've never said anything like that. I don't do the whole name calling thing. I don't do it. So when I'm trying to break things down and say this is why I'm slot out, it's not coming from a place of hate or I'd love to be proven wrong, because if I'm proven wrong, it means Liverpool are winning trophies. So that was my gripe with it. And I think if you're too narrow-minded as a fan, sometimes it's not a good thing. And even if you disagree with someone, I think you should always try and hear out their points of view rather than just completely shut it down. And I think that the thing that also frustrated me was the whole "you're not a real fan" thing. Without going into too much detail, bro, like for the last 6 years of my life, I've dedicated to doing content. Like my missus has the Liverpool app in her phone and she won't plan anything until she realizes I don't have a game on that day. Like my kids know what I do. Like my oldest knows what I do, and he's been alive as long as I've been doing content. And the sacrifices I've made, like the things I've turned down that could have put me in a way better financial position because of the integrity I have. And like long story short, I could have been doing work with TalkSport and all those things, but I shut that down because they have an affiliation with that newspaper that we don't speak about.
Oh, yeah.
I know who I am as a person. I've never ever stepped on anyone to get to the position where we are on Coppish. In fact, I think I've done the opposite. I've always tried to help and be there for other people in the same way other people were there for me. So that was my biggest frustration with it. But look, time will tell what happens. As I said, I hope I'm proven wrong, because if I'm proven wrong, people are going to clip me up until the end of time. Liverpool are going to be winning stuff. On the parade, people are going to be taking the mick out of me. So ultimately, I win at the end of the day. I actually don't win if Slot fails and gets sacked. I don't win.
You don't.
Like, I don't win from that. But I'm just saying that's what I think Liverpool need to do in terms of moving forward and getting the best out of the club. But,
and you know what? And even though you are slot out, like you're also not the type of content creator that makes all your content revolve around that.
No, of course not.
Which is why, again, I think for someone like you to be called out is crazy, because like more often than not, unless it's relevant to the discussion that you're having or you're asked, you won't like, you're not making slot out your whole online persona. Like for me, I don't know, I think it's a bit different. And then I think honestly as well, yeah. And you know what? Big up Dean for this, yeah, because he says it a lot. And sometimes when you're doing like content daily, hourly, weekly, whatever, yeah, you kind of get into like a kind of a loop of thinking about how you're going to do content. And sometimes you like people need to realize that, yeah, you're on the screen. Yeah, we interact with you, but at the end of the day, we're just fans of our club.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We're actually just fans of our club. Like, yeah, like I don't know, like yeah, you may have.
You know, I'm gonna slightly disagree there. And shout out to Dean. And Dean's right in what he's saying. And it's taking me a little bit of time to get around this notion as well. We are fans, but we are different types of fans because we put our opinions online. And as much as we try and do the humble stuff, we do have an influence. So that's why you see how I stay away from don't try it. You do. You get 10K. Don't try it. we're not doing humble hooks anymore. We're not doing it's halftime hooks now. We're not doing humble hooks anymore. Yeah, you're not doing that anymore. We have a voice, and hence why what I will criticize other content creators is when the criticism becomes personal.
Yeah,
because me personally, I don't think there's a place for that, because yes, these are footballers, but they're human beings first. And they've got a family, they got friends. And I'll be real with you, the way life is, you never know how close you are to knowing someone who knows the same person you're cussing off. Do you know what I mean? And
yeah,
like as much as I disagree with what Slot's doing tactically and all that, I will never personally attack the man. Like 100%. Never, because that's not what I want to do. So we do have a voice, Hooks, and we have to be mindful of what we say and how we say it, but it shouldn't be that we censor how we feel. I just think we need to monitor how we say things, but I don't think we should have to censor how we feel.
But we're fans before we're content creators.
Yeah,
that's kind of the point that I'm getting, and I feel like sometimes that gets a bit lost in the ether, because it feels like to me. Just a quick few things. Big up Dan Potts on the raid. Make sure all of you that are coming through, just make sure you're liking the video, subscribing to the channel, but also heading over to Team Coppish. It's in the title. Go and show them some love as well. Obviously, big up Dan each and every time, my brother. And on a quick thing, let's get the likes up as well. Don't be frauds. You know what to do. You get me. Let's not be shameless. I think that, and this is a personal gripe that I've kind of had since I started making football content, is it's like it feels like you have an opinion and you make a statement, and then for some reason you have to stick to that opinion to the end of time, to the absolute end of time. And if you don't, you get called all different types of names under the sun.
And cloud,
yeah, and it's like, but before I came, because obviously when I first came on, I was like, wait, what's a flip flop?
Yeah,
I don't know what that is. Like, what's a top gooner?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. Like, delusional. Wait, what did I say? That's so mad. Like, and because for me, I'm a highly emotional person. I'm highly emotional.
So I disagree with that.
No, I'm highly emotional. I'm telling you, I'm a highly emotional. Like, I wear, for most things in life, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm a highly emotional person. So when Arsenal are doing certain things, like, it hits me hard.
You don't act emotional. You control your emotion very well.
Yeah, because like obviously, because I'm on camera, in it. Like one thing I said to myself is I never wanted to be the guy that's like, you know, like, for example, the man that are watching doing watch-alongs, and then their team concedes, and then they get up, they start throwing their chair around and all that foolish. And I never wanted to be that guy. I didn't want to be performative in it. Like, I literally came onto YouTube to talk about football, talk about Arsenal. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I've got slogans and I move the hands and you know what I mean, and all of that. And but I never really wanted to be the guy that, like, me because I'm like
doing crazy stuff.
Yeah, doing crazy stuff. So I try and temper my emotions when I'm on the camera. But when I'm outside, when I'm watching Arsenal, and it's moving mad, then I'm going mad. I won't even lie to you. I'll be so real. I'm going. I'm definitely the guy standing up. I'm be pacing up and down the room. Sometimes I'm even, do you know what I mean? Boys in the hood thing. I'm punching in the air. I'm doing a tray. I can't lie. But that's the thing that really kind of confuses me is that like the people that are watching, and this is where I mean it can tie in very well to like what's happening in the Liverpool fan base at the moment, is like the people that are watching, they will slew you for going from supporting a manager to no longer supporting a manager. But when they're watching you getting badded up 3-0 by Man City, they're definitely telling in their rooms, I want this guy gone. I want him gone. Do you know what I mean? So it's a bit weird. It's like we get held to standards that people don't hold for themselves, and that's where I think it is a bit weird, in it. Personally, just me personally.
It will always be like this. And Hooks, I speak to you candidly. The bigger your channel gets, and you are going to get you will have a massive channel by the end of everything. Nah, not fingers crossed. It's going to happen, man. Like it's only going to get worse, bro. Like I'm someone who, when I joined Coppish, we were on 9K subscribers. We're about to hit 40 soon. Like I've seen how it's gone. Like I've seen the transition from barely getting any comments to getting loads of comments, way more positive than negative. But some of the negative comments where you double back and you go, would you really just say that and expect like it just to go under the radar? Like, but it happens, man. And look, here's the thing: as fans, we're allowed to do that. So I suppose they're within their right to do that. But yeah, accountability and for me is paramount in life, and I don't think a lot of people do it. I'll be honest, I stick with that statement still. I stick with that. But so it's part and parcel of it. It's just a shame, innit? It's like trolls and all those things. You get the good with the bad. Like as you said, Bob, you'd have been to games where people have come up to you and recognize you, but that love and that like camaraderie is like unmatched, innit? Like I've had people walk up to me randomly and be like, "Cal, you Matt and Drifter doing such a good thing," and it's humbling. But then you also
but you're famous, so it's understandable. When it happened to me, I was like, raw. Swear, I'm bare there, I'm gassed. But in my mind, I'm like, okay, let me not smile too much because they might think I'm a waste man, innit? But I'm gassed. Like whenever I've been stopped on the street, it's like, swear down. I'm just humble, little old half-time Hooks, in it, you know, still on the journey to get to the levels of all you guys, isn't it? So when it happened, I'm like, wow, okay.
I tell you, my missus actually notices it more than I do. Like we'll be out somewhere, and I'll see someone look at me, and I'm at a stage in life now, Hooks. I don't want trouble with people, in it. So if someone's looking at me for longer than a couple of seconds, chances are I just turn my head or turn because we're in South London, innit? All it takes is someone to look at you funny, and the next thing you're on the floor rolling around fighting, innit? And I got 3 kids, I got a wife, but I'm not looking to do any time in it. Like I just want to go home. And she'll be like, that person probably knows you, and I'm like, nah, I doubt it. And then they'll come over and she'll just be like, I told you. Like, and it's again, it's humbling, and it's happening more and more now because obviously, like being on different platforms and obviously getting clipped up for stuff I say and all that, but. It is a humbling feeling, man. The fact that we get to, let's break it down. We're in front of a camera speaking to people we'll probably never ever see, never know what they look like, and they're showing you love and they're helping you with your growth as a person, as a fan, everything. So it's humbling, man. But again, with everything that's good, there is got to be balance in it. There's got to be bad as well, or else we're all just living in fairy tales. So we kind of probably have to get to a point where we actually appreciate the trolls, because if you're being trolled, it means you're doing something right?
Yeah, I love trolls. It's just for some reason when I troll back, I'm the bad guy.
That's what I don't like. If you're gonna say something crazy about me and I say something back, you can't then play victim. You can't play victim.
100%. That's the only thing that annoys me. Well, you can troll me all you want, but as soon as I clap back, I'm the villain.
What I don't like is when other people who have seen you get again, shout out to the cottage community, because I understand why they do it, but there'll be times where someone's in the chat and they're just saying wild stuff after wild stuff. And then I'll pull up the comment and then I'll cuss something and say something. And then I'll see a stream of comments going, Cal, you shouldn't have done that. And you just ignore it. And I'm like, what do you mean just ignore it? Like, you lot should be cussing this guy on my behalf. Like, don't like that. I tell you what it's like. It's like someone sees me get punched in the street twice. And then I go and just batter this person. And then people come up to me and go, that's a bit much, Cal. Like, you shouldn't have done that. I was like, so what? Am I just gonna let someone just punch off my jaw? Like, man.
But bunt all of that. Yeah, if you hit me, hit you back. And then,
exactly.
I mean, I was always told by my mom, if somebody hits you, go hit them back harder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So that literally, that's just it, innit? Yeah. But like I said, it's gonna be a nice stream today. Obviously, So I've got a question for you, and it's gonna be Arsenal and Liverpool in it. So, did this international break come at the right time for Arsenal and Liverpool? Obviously, in two very different scenarios. Cal's I thought the freeze.
You froze on my side as well.
Oh, okay. Whoa, maybe somebody.
I thought God was trying to bail me out. Still, I'm not gonna. I was about to say, big man, you've done it again. You've done it again, big man. This is why I trust in the Lord. Why you done it again?
This is why I trust in the Lord. Is crazy. Oh my God! But yeah, obviously, at least from my perspective, the Arsenal and Liverpool are in two very different scenarios. Arsenal, obviously, their 10-game win streak came to an end with a draw against Sunderland, which I don't think is too big of a deal. People are blowing their minds out. I don't know why. Mad, blowing their minds out is crazy. And then Liverpool's scenario is you was going through a very bad spell, and then you had two wins that maybe, because I wouldn't even lie, it made me think, Aston Villa and Real Madrid back to, maybe they're back. And I thought maybe you could get something from the Man City game. But I feel like for anyone that got a bit of hope of a revival from those two wins, to get, it was like lambs getting sent to the slaughter.
Shut up.
Yeah, it was like, get your ass back down. Bring you back down to earth, innit? Like,
your ass down.
Yeah, get your ass down. No. But so I mean, there's a whole variety of opinions that can be on this, but I mean, is it a good time for both teams that there is an international break here?
It's gonna sound like I'm glazing Arsenal, which is something I hate doing. I don't think there's a bad time for you guys to have an international break at the moment because of how you play. You're not really a momentum team. And I don't say that in a condescending or a rude way. That's meant as a compliment. You're not a momentum team. You're a team that you set your stall out. You know how you want to play. There are little different nuances depending on your position. Don't get me wrong. But you have your set style of play and everyone kind of knows that. You're going to be really tough to break down. You're going to be solid in possession. You might not create a bunch of chances, but you're pretty clinical when you do. From set pieces, you're a massive threat because of the delivery of Declan Rice, the aerial presence of Saliba, aerial presence of Gabriel, now Gyökeres. So everyone kind of knows what Arsenal are and who they are. So I don't think they rely on momentum. I don't even think you rely on the crowd to give you that edge in games now. Like having the crowd cheer and everything is obviously nice and needed, but I don't think it's essential for you guys to achieve success. For us, I do think we're a momentum team, and I'll be honest. Yes, it's come at a good time because after that City game, I think we just needed to fully regroup and kind of have a break from what was going on. But at the same time, bro, we came back from the last international break and Man United beat us, and then you'd arguably say that Forest is an easier game than Man United on paper, but actually, when you break down the style of play that Forest are going to implement, it might just be as difficult. And then because it's at Anfield as well, that, like if we don't hit an early goal, for example, the frustration is going to be there in the crowd, might seep into the players. Bro, it's dark at Liverpool right now, bro. I don't think there's a good time to have an international break at Liverpool, and I don't see where things change. Shout out to KJSJ in the chat. Like I saw him say earlier that it's just a dark period at the moment, but we'll turn it around. I wish I shared that. I don't see how and where we turn it around. And KJ, by all means, feel free to shut my statement down and let me know how you think we do. But let's say we beat Nottingham Forest, I'm still going to be looking at that going, what's going to happen in the next game now? I don't feel that consistency coming. And I actually predicted us to, I think I predict us to draw against Man City. But I did say we could easily lose, or we could actually easily beat them as well.
Yeah.
I just didn't expect to lose in the manner like the game was wrapped up on 65 minutes. Like wrapped up. Like, and it shouldn't be like that.
The result for me was less important than the performance, personally.
Oh, yeah.
Because like it's Man City, like
3-0 flattered us. 3-0 flattered us.
Yeah, like it's Man City. Like Man City can beat anyone, and then beat like once Man City get a sniff. If you give Man City a sniff, they're active. So like the result for me was less important than the result is less important than the performance because
sorry, Hook, I keep on interrupting you. I did want to ask you a question before I forget though. When you guys played City, I know you were at home. City went a goal up, right? And then Doku was almost playing as a second striker in that game, wasn't he? He wasn't really playing on the wing, right?
Not really.
There were times he would drift over, but he was kind of playing centrally. We all agree. I'm pretty sure you agree with this statement. But Timber's the best right back in the league, yeah?
World, but yeah.
Do you know what? I can't even get mad at that statement. I can't even get mad at that. As great as Timber is defensively, do you honestly think that Arteta would leave Timber to just mark Doku one-on-one for a whole game?
We didn't in the game. We didn't even in the game. Like,
and that's my point.
But
you've got the best right back in the world, in your opinion. Definitely the best right back in the Prem. Defensively, the best right back in the Prem. And you still wouldn't leave him isolated next to Doku. You still managed to get him support throughout the team. That's where I have an issue. That's my biggest.
But that's Arteta. Like, because Arteta doesn't leave anybody defensively, doesn't leave anybody stranded on an island with like one view. Like defensively, like we're always doubling, tripling up. Like, and not only doubling, tripling up, we also have people running back to cut off passing lanes. So it's like, I can't recall a scenario where a winger's been left 1v1 with a right. It just doesn't work that way. Like, you even have Gyökeres running all the way back sometimes to help out on the so I maybe, but then there's pros and cons to that, right? Because we get everybody back, but then you would argue that our transition is not that great. Our transition is probably not that great because we're exposing energy from the defensive aspects, which means when we do win the ball back, like, I don't know, like at certain points in the game, everyone's too tired to then run the other way. Obviously, they will still do it, but at a pace that's actually really threatening to the other team, like the humans at the end of the day. Sometimes it's going to be, that's why we build up a bit slower. But
if I'm not mistaken, I've ripped the band-aid off. Salah's my guy in it. Everyone knows I'm a Salah fanboy. But if Doku's playing, you either tell Salah he has to drop back and become a defender as well that game, or he doesn't start. You can't have one or the other because you telling Gravenberch to come over and help Bradley while leaving Salah up the field means that we now have a space in the midfield, a midfield where City are at their most dangerous because they've got absolute technicians in there. So for me, you could have gone Chiesa in that game, and Chiesa's going to work back for the whole time he's on the pitch, but we didn't. We allowed Salah to stay where he was. I didn't have an issue with Salah starting if Salah was then tasked with, you've got to get back and help as well. So it's like you're just not making smart decisions at all. And as a fan, I shouldn't be able to point these things out as opposed to a manager who won the Premier League and is getting paid millions for doing the job.
But there's pressure though. This is why I think Salah's the problem. Because what you got to think is because it's very complex, right? Because yeah, it's easy for us to say Chiesa should be starting over Salah because of the other side of the game that he provides, and we don't like you don't really want to be in a scenario where you're moving Gravenberch across to support whatever Doku's doing, but now you've left a big gaping hole essentially for someone like Haaland to expose. Like it's very easy for us to say that, but like, can Slot just go? Yeah, I'm just going to bench Salah against Man City.
Right. So this is why I don't say Salah's the problem when I say the manager's the problem. I think between the beginning of last season and now, there should have been an implementation and an explanation to Salah that you're still the guy, we still rate you highly, but you cannot start every single game and you can't be expected to play every 90 minutes now. In the same way, I expect that to happen with Virgil as well.
But Slot's got answer to above. Like, all due respect, we just gave this brother 400k a week.
No, I agree, but I think so for me, with the 400k, that was a thank you for your previous service. We're giving you 2 more years because we think we can get even more out of you in the next 2 years. But it's also giving us the breathing room to go and get someone else in who's going to take your mantle one day. Because
that's your. But I mean, this is your perspective.
Yeah.
Like, you don't actually know.
I'd like to think that's the club's perspective. Sure.
Oh yeah, of course.
Bro, you know what? I think I've still got a piece of paper, bro. Me and Matt did a show on this. Yes, I have. Right wingers in the Premier: Saka, 24, Neto 25, Shirky 22, Kudus 25, Mbeumo 26, Diallo 23, Alanga 23, Esteval 18, Madueke 23. Wingers are young man's sport. Now, granted, Salah was the best right winger last season. Could even end up being the best right winger this season. Unlikely, but it could end up happening. My whole thing is, though, Hooks, this is the most physical league in the world. He's been here since 2017, which is going to take a toll on him physically. In order to get the best out of Salah, you need to be playing someone else in his position who takes some of the onus away from him. You're going to get the best out of Saka this season because when Madueke comes back, if you're winning games or you're chasing games, you can go, you know what, Saka, 70 minutes, go and chill for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And it might not seem like a lot, but you see that extra 20 minutes at the end of the game, that's when pulled muscles and that's when aches and the pain start. So you're protecting said player. We haven't planned a future without Salah or Virgil van Dijk right now. We've done it for Alisson, bringing in Mamadashvili, in my opinion.
I don't.
But where you don't think so?
I don't think that's.
He's not as good as Alisson. I rate Mamadashvili quite highly.
You'd be happy with him being your next in line
in a year or so? Yeah, I would actually.
Okay, first.
Yeah, I would. Because I've accepted it's very unlikely I'm going to see another Alisson at Liverpool. In the same way I've accepted that I probably won't see another Salah and I probably won't see another Virgil. But this is why I give credit to like your Pep Guardiolas and all that. Bro, they lost Ederson, who was the best ball-playing goalkeeper in the league, yeah?
Yeah.
And everyone knows how much Pep likes to play football from his goalkeeper out. Yeah. They brought in Donnarumma, who's very average with the ball at his feet, right?
Yeah.
But look at the difference in strategy now. Defenders will drop deeper, midfield will drop deeper, Haaland will even drop deeper.
Yeah.
And they'll vary what they do from playing out from the back because they've realized, right, we haven't got Ederson who can basically split play with through balls. We've got a Donnarumma who can pass, but he's not great. So instead of highlighting his weaknesses and standing opposite ends of the pitch and expecting that ball over the top, we're going to come towards him and give him better, safer options. We don't do that. We are saying to people like Kirkes, yeah, you got to go in the back three. Or we're saying to Konate, we need you to ping balls through the lines now. We're highlighting weaknesses rather than providing a platform for them to showcase their strengths. And that's fundamentally the main issue for me.
I think, you know what, because I spoke a bit about this in the summer, yeah, where it was around the time when you guys were umming and ahhing about Salah's new contract and all that stuff. And I actually thought, yeah, the only logical, maybe not the only logical, but for me, one of the biggest logical reasons why you would extend Salah's contract is because you would naturally progress him into the 9, because in the 9 he can do what he does best, which is score goals. And your 9, like, it's only like not too many. Like, Arsenal's the only one I can think of off the top of my head that's super like mega on it. Like, rarely is your striker the one that tracks back, like, or at least has the instruction that you have to track back, which meant that he could you could just play Salah as a poacher, and then maybe you revitalize your wings, and then you got more energy on your wing. That, I honestly thought that's what the play that you guys were going to make. And then that's why, to me, another reason why the Isak signing made a little less sense. Maybe you could have left it for another season, and because let's be real, not too many other people were going to go and buy Isak. So you could have easily stalled the deal for another year, or maybe stalled it until January, and you could have actually kind of boosted the team in other areas. And then you've got Salah, who he's not really to say Salah's a detriment to the team it feels like a mad thing to say, because he's been such a big player for you guys. But like, his work rate going the other way, I think it's becoming more of a problem, because this is where the game is going. At least in the Premier League at the moment, this is where the game is going. So you kind of need wingers that are willing to try. Well, I would even go further and say not just willing, they actually love to defend. Like, maybe Arteta was ahead of the curve on that, getting his forwards to.
No, Klopp was doing it. Mane.
Yeah, he was with Mane. Yeah, he was with Mane.
Mane was the ultimate, bro. I remember Mane played right wing against Leicester and locked up Chilwell. This is peak Chilwell as well. So I fully get where you're coming from, Hooks. The reason why I disagree with the Isak thing is because, for me, we did need a striker. And obviously with the passing of Jota. Yeah, but I think because of the passing of Jota, that's why we got Ekitike as well. Because the plan was to keep Jota as Isak's rotation. But obviously what happened with him, we had to go and get someone else. I'm fine with Salah playing right wing, Hooks. I'm going to be real with you. I'm fine with him playing right wing. But if you're going to play him right wing, he shouldn't be a guaranteed starter every game. And we have to play a system whereby you're protecting that. So if you're going to play Salah, then respectfully, your striker's going to have to do more running then. And if that's the case, that's fine. But then make sure you implement a system that makes sure it works. And we're just not doing that. And Gakpo, I don't understand it. I don't understand the whole Gakpo thing, man. Like, I know he's got a fantastic shot, but he's very predictable. Gakpo tracks back. He just hasn't got the physicality to really implement anything when he does track back. So, like, I can't sit here and act like Gakpo is rubbish, but I think he's a very good squad player as opposed to a starter. And I said this in the summer. This is why I was. Remember, we were saying this on the stream, like, Rodrigo, go and get me Rodrigo, because he covers both sides, and I just don't get it. Now, I know we're heavily linked with Semenyo, but I got to be real with you, Hooks. I don't see the owners giving a lot more money in January.
This is a perfect segue, yeah, because obviously, big up Tsushima, yeah. Whoops, wrong one. Tsushima. Question: where do you think Semenyo will end up? Yeah. Now, okay, and we can talk a bit about Semenyo just to close off the show. Yeah. So, firstly, like, okay, it's the international break now, so naturally we're gonna see story.
Yeah.
The latest story that I've seen on Semenyo, and I don't know how true it is, because literally I just see a post on Twitter. I don't always read into it, but it's just something that's my brain remembers, is that apparently Semenyo wants to leave Bournemouth in January. Apparently. Yeah. Now, if we work off that being the case, I think there's a whole host of teams that will be alerted to that.
Yeah.
They will start figuring out, okay, can we make this viable? They will at least start talking to the player in his camp, and maybe speak to Bournemouth and be like, okay, cool, what's the lay of the land? Yeah. So I guess firstly to start, what given the choice that he would potentially have, and we know Arsenal's an option, we know Liverpool's an option, I wouldn't rule out a big team abroad. I personally wouldn't.
Chelsea either.
I was just about to say, I personally wouldn't rule out Chelsea either. Maybe you might maybe a Newcastle might try their luck. They got money. Maybe a Newcastle, something like that might try their luck. But I feel like Semenyo's looking for, similar to Eze, he's looking for that step that takes him to that next level in his career. Where do you think he would most likely end up, and why, if he left in January?
If Arsenal want Semenyo, he'll go to Arsenal. If Arsenal don't want Semenyo, then I think he ends up at Liverpool.
Okay.
I do think it comes down to Arsenal here. And because you signed Eze, I think you'll be less aggressive in trying to get Semenyo. Not to say you won't try, but I think you may just put feelers out and you may assess the situation. Because, all right, so for left wing, you've still got Martinelli, Trossard, and Eze who can play there. Unless you're going to say to Eze now, it's going to be you and Odegaard rotating for the 10 purely, and then you bring in Semenyo, and it kind of means the end for Trossard. I don't see you going from. Do you know what? Shout out to DJ and what, like Spurs could potentially look at Semenyo.
I don't think he would go there though, but it is definitely a shot.
I'm gonna be real. Kudus and Semenyo on the wings is a problem. It's a major problem. But I do agree. I think, look, if Liverpool going for him and Arsenal don't, then I think we get him. And we need him because he can cover both left and right until we get to the summer. But we need another senior winger in the team.
I'll be real, yeah. I think he actually just. I don't know if we get him.
It depends whether if you want him, you'll get him. If you want him, you'll get him. He's an Arsenal fan.
Yeah, I know that, but that's the thing. I don't know if we will want him though.
Yeah, that's why I don't think.
Because do you know what it is? Yeah, Semenyo's chance for coming to Arsenal, at least in my opinion, was the summer.
Yeah.
But what Arsenal opted to do was to extend. Well, I don't even think we extended Trossard. We just gave him a pay rise.
Yeah, pay rise, yeah.
Which maybe that was some sort of like, I don't know. Yeah, Trossard, we know you want more football, but we'll give you more money, see how it goes.
Yeah.
Now, Trossard,
smart business, by the way, because he's played well so far this season.
Exactly. And this is the problem for me, is that I think it's more likely that we extend Trossard's deal than go out and sign another left winger.
Yeah.
The only way I see that changing is if Berta supersedes whatever anyone else that's involved in transfers wants and goes, no, we need to start clean slating and building for the future. Like, we can't be thinking about, things are working now. We need to be thinking about who's the hottest prospects, who's performing the best at the moment, who's in the next 2-3 years, who's going to be a real danger to the league. Like, I feel like Berta's doing those things where it's like, okay, cool. I feel like it's with the Madueke thing. Yeah, like, cool. Madueke is not everybody's cup of tea, but he's 23. I think the way Berta was looking at it, like, in 3 years' time, he could be a monster. He could. Yeah. And if he is a monster, we've missed the opportunity. Yeah, we paid 48 million, but 3 years' time becomes a monster. We maybe have to pay 70, 80. So they're like, cool, we'll sign him. Maybe we can make him the monster. And then maybe we can, make a 40, 50 million profit on what we... I think that's how... Finally, there's someone in our club who's thinking at a level of how do we regenerate money. So I think that's the only way. That's the only way if he supersedes. But I think that Trossard, and not even just Trossard, I feel like Martinelli's also done a lot better this season as well. Like, so the two people that I was looking at in the summer, like, we definitely need to upgrade on you. I'm now looking at it like, if we upgrade on you in January, we do. If we don't, it's not so much of an issue for me at the moment, because I think as a whole unit, I think our team is really good. So I think Liverpool is where he would end up personally.
Here's the thing, though. Semenyo's had a great start to this season. No denying that. But with wingers, sometimes you look at how they play. Semenyo is extremely robust. He's extremely physical. He's quick. I just don't know if he's got that tight dribbling that's needed though for when you look at how teams set up against us.
Yeah.
And look, I'm not saying he couldn't come to the Liverpool and just be an absolute revelation. I don't like the Mane comparisons. I think that's lazy. That they're not alike in the slightest, in my opinion. They're just both black and athletic. I just think it's a lazy comparison. Semenyo could be that guy. I don't know if he will. I think it's a 50-50 move because playing for Bournemouth as a winger, you're going to get so much more time than if you're Liverpool playing as a winger. So that's my only draw. And the fact that he's 25, hasn't really played at the highest level. I don't think he's played European football or anything like that. That would be my only little worry, but I'd be more than happy to give him a chance. Like I think whoever gets Semenyo next, if it works, you're going to have a beast of a play for the next 5 years minimum. So, yeah. And the way I look at it in terms of progression is, in my ideal world, Hooks, it's we bring in Semenyo in January or Rodrigo, then them two compete with Gakpo for the role of who starts left wing, and then in the summer you go and get me an Elise. If Salah's happy to rotate with Elise, then I'm keeping Salah until the end of his contract. If he's not, then yeah, we're gonna have to cross that bridge. But we need to start future planning and have succession plans for Salah, Virgil. Well, Kirkes was meant to be the Robo succession plan, but that's not worked out right now. So, plus Richie Hughes has a great relationship with Semenyo as well. So
yeah, and Bournemouth. So
yeah.
No, fairs. But unfortunately, gonna have to wrap there because I've got to do some live stuff. But we'll spend. We can find some time on both our channels across this international break.
I was going to say, Monday. Hopefully, God willing, Monday we should be back up on Coppish, and maybe even another half an hour before we do Thursday show next week. We might be able to do something as well. So
I'd like to delve into that succession plan in Elise. I think it's a bit cheeky of you to mention Elise going to Liverpool like that, but we can talk about it at some point. You know, hey, Martin Luther had a dream. But big up everyone, you know, that's locked in. Just make sure you're doing a few things on the way out, liking the video, subscribing not only to my channel but to Cal's as well. I am going to be sending you over to KG. He's doing a watch along, Nigeria versus, I can't remember off the top of my head who they're facing. So you're going to be saying bald head raid. Yeah, bald head raid. Come over there when you get over there. Bald head raid. Let him know where you come from. Like up his video. And for the real ones, make sure you come back to this afterwards. Drop a comment. Hype up the video to work the algorithms. And as always, people, come on, you got.
Man, I lick shot like Shevchenko. I got fam like getting on my nerves. Feel like man, I itch if that man get killed. Every day trying to get on nerve, but man just swerve, idiot, have a let go. I mean idiot, have a let go. Man better mind out before they find out it can get dark when you gas this petrol. Splash all over the pavement curb. Man know me, I don't play with verbs. Seen too much, I'm aiming first. Man don't think anymore, man burst. 18 and a clip that's gift and curse. Man won't limp this biscuit hers. Civilian crashed on LinkedIn work. Got stacks on who's gonna be sprinting first. Them man now some man. Little idiots don't concern man.